That's not right.
No, what was that?
It was wrong. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll make it right. We're gonna make it right just right now.
Tizz lives in Scotland and runs XRP, a broadcasting legend, I'm sure you'll agree. Craig lives in a studio in the USA, working on music most every day. They come together at this time each week, a wondrous pairing of these two great geeks. So stop in the chat box and say hello, and listen in wonder to the Craig and Tizz show.
Well, my friend. My bad start is now immortalized because I very rarely have time to go back and edit these videos.
No, it was okay. For a second there, I felt like ALC.
This is the second time that I've done this to you. Either that or I had a dream about this exact moment.
Yeah, well, she does have much better hair than I do, to give her, in fairness. So that's cool.
I mean, I'm sure you could grow it out.
Oh, I can get like extensions. Then I got to color it and stuff.
Who says? I think you should just get like those multicolored extensions and just leave them all multicolored.
I'm thinking dreads.
Just go dreads, yeah. Why not?
Yeah, that'd be all right. Yeah, we can do that.
I think you look great in dreads. I said that before I had the image in my head, and then I had a very vivid image in my head of you in dreads, and I may retake that.
Imagine a chubby white Stevie Wonder.
It's suddenly really easy for me to do that.
See,
I don't know why.
Oh, I think I gotta redo our theme song now, because when we were playing it, I'm hearing like a brand new lower third in the vocal, another harmony.
Oh, okay.
Kind of filled out. Yeah,
I'm gonna make it bigger. I mean, season 3 could be just around the corner.
It's only been season 1. Well, actually, this is season 1.
This is 1.
Last season was season and a half.
We'll just call it the pilot. A very long pilot that we didn't. We feeling the feels.
We had to see if the network was going to pick us up.
We did.
That's how that worked.
Those boardroom suits. I don't know. Why did they put us on?
You got a milkman and some old guy. I don't know. That's a show. Well, I've seen worse, I suppose. Put it out there. See what happens.
Yeah, why not? We'll give it a bash. I mean, what else are we gonna put there?
If nothing, that or 2 hours of dead air. You never know. People might tune in because they feel sorry for them.
Maybe, yeah. Isn't that like 90% of our
programming? No, I didn't say that.
Oh dear.
There are shows on XRP that are wonderfully entertaining and informative. Unfortunately, this is not one of them.
No, the worst thing is we're probably the most informative, at least.
Well, it depends on what you want to be informed about. What's for dinner? I can tell you what's for dinner. That's informative.
Yeah, I mean, it's more general information. I mean, we you know what would be fantastic as? We would be fantastic as like the base topic for a general knowledge quiz.
Oh,
what did Craig have for birthday for his dinner on
back in episode 2?
Yeah. It would be great for that.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it'd be.
let me press the button for you, Spike.
Yeah,
forgot-
he needs.
I
the
knew I'd
link.
forget something. I'm running late today.
He is. He
And
is.
I
But the
forgot
fact
I
that he's
forgot to
here
press
is
the button.
fantastic.
But is there?
Yeah,
Is there?
Where is that? Where is that feed?
It's there. It's there. I've put it there. A moody bunch of musicians that hate each other.
Because I'm
Click on the play
guaranteed,
button.
if it is up, my wife is upstairs watching it on the big TV. Maybe, but
Hi,
I never know.
Connie.
So hi, Connie.
Hi,
I never.
Mom. I felt like that. This is the first time I've ever felt like that. Never had a hi, Mom moment. Hi,
I like it.
Mom.
So is this now episode 6, 7? I asked
7.
7. Episode 7.
7. You can hear us
Wow.
in Devon.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. You rapper, you. Slinging the rhymes. Slinging the rhymes, baby.
I know.
7 and 7. I know. You got some flow, brother.
It's I know. I mean, I try and keep it under my hat because I don't want any of that beef from Eminem. So I just keep it tame, keep it
Keep it on down low.
Keep the flow on the down low.
Keep the flow on the down low.
Keep the flow on the down low.
Get on the low flow. Way down on the flow.
We really need to stop.
You got 2 hours of this?
Yeah. Fuck the topic. Fuck the topic.
Yeah, we're just gonna wrap for 2 hours.
Talking about topics, you should probably introduce the show. This is the Craig and Tizz show that you've been listening to for this past 3 minutes. I'm sorry about that. Today's show, we're definitely going to be talking instruments, favorite instruments, least favorites, ones you wish you'd learned, ones that you want to be burned. I'm just on form. I'm flying today. And instruments that you like hearing in music, instruments that you think need to be in certain kinds of music to make it that music, all of the above and none of the below. We've also got some hot picks. What are the hot picks, Craigie Craig?
Today we got songs from Phillip Foxley. Either it's Romeopathy or Romeopathy. It's hard to say. Our good buddy Mishappenings, Jules Hay, Danny R. and Paul Gillings, Paperfriend, and Dragondreams.
Please note, none of the rest of our friends, only Mishappenings.
Only Mishappenings. There's other people I have no clue. No. Who are you guys anyway? You don't come around, you don't call, you don't write.
Never even give me a bloody text message.
I know. I mean, when's the last time that Danny R. called me? I don't think he has. So there you go.
To be fair, not putting them down. I've spoke to them a couple of times, interviewed them a couple of times.
You did.
Most lovely people.
In that case, accept my apologies, Danny. I'm sure you're fantastic. Give me a call once in a while. We'll chat.
Rescue you though, bunch of ingrates. No, I'm
well, except for Mishappenings.
Those boardroom suits are just sitting there going. Oh.
Right now, their ties are just flipping like this, man. It's like, wow. All right. So there was a topic. All right, you already talked about it, so we're good. So you've introduced it.
We've also got Band of the Week on the Shirt of the Week, because that's what I've got to do. We're doing Geek Time.
I got it. We have Geek Time. We have Show and Tell. We have What's New. We have What's for Dinner. I think that's the usual segments, I believe, unless I'm missing something.
As far as I remember, and my memory isn't great today, so we'll just mosey on, shall we?
Be moseying.
I'm going to do a little bit more live now promo, see if we can get some more people in for the big chat. So we should probably play the first piece of our music, Mister.
The first song, ladies and gentlemen, is a track called "Tell the Future" from Phillip Foxley.
No, I'm still not quick enough.
At least we're here.
Tell the future.
Tell the future. Yep.
And that didn't even want to load either. We're on form.
And that's what I said.
Technology. Here we go.
Get out and push.
Oh, I like this already.
Yeah.
Bit of a reggae vibe.
I thought it was guitar by now. Maybe I listened to it wrong. There it is.
picture? Do you really want to make the trace? Go tell the future how we're all to blame. Should we hit the warning? Set the world in pain. Can you see a picture of the world at play? We ought to do something, not just for our functions and immediate families. We all look to each other. Hope things will change by new technology. We can tell the future how we're all to blame. Should we heed the warning of the world in pain? Can you see a picture of the world at play?
We creep inextricably with our mates. It's our children's future. Can we really plan before it's too late?
This is embarrassing, but my wardrobe is like, have you ever seen like Homer and Marge's wardrobe in The Simpsons?
Yeah, it's all the
just
same
like,
thing.
Exactly. I'm so stuck in my ways. I get the same I've got 4 pairs of jeans, but like they're all pretty much the same pair. They're just like slightly different
Me
color,
too.
or with a
Me
pocket
too.
on. And when
Yep.
they get ripped or whatever, I just buy the exact same 4 again.
I do too. Yeah, we're
I've
like,
got the usual XRP polo top that is my trademark polo top. I've got about
Right,
10 of those. 10 of those.
Ha!
It's ridiculous.
love it.
You're listening to XRP Radio, Home and Science and Independent. That was Phillip Foxley, Tell the Future. Yeah, just being called out on the fact that my wardrobe is pretty much a cartoon character's wardrobe. My shoes, it's a line of the exact same pair of Jordans, basically, but in different colors. I have 100 pairs of the exact. Am I wearing the exact? I do have a couple of different pairs of the socks, but yeah, I always have these socks.
Yep.
I've got about 100 pairs of them. Same boxer shorts, about 100 pairs of them. Not 100, actually, that's excessive. The socks I have got 100 pairs because they were just ridiculously cheap. It was like just a whole bag of socks for a $5. I'm like, yeah, that's me sorted for the rest of my life. It is somewhat embarrassing. I'm glad that I don't have to date anymore, let's put it that way, because quite often if any girl saw, because this has been for years as well, years and years and years, this isn't something that I just like scroll back through my Facebook and you'll see me wearing the same exact clothing about 15 years ago or longer. It is moderately embarrassing, actually, but yeah,
that's funny. Well, I am always good for a black t-shirt. That's most of mine.
One of my main things is like I look at, I mean, girls getting ready is a whole thing anyway, but even when I've looked at like when my brother or my dad have had to get ready for like we go into a thing, and for me, I don't even have to look. It's the same, just whoop whoop, exactly the same.
Seems okay.
The only thing that I do have more of a variety of really are coats. I like jackets and coats. I do have lots of, but again, all of those are bright yellow or black. So yeah.
Yeah, if you ever change the colors of the station, you're going to be in trouble.
It's not. Well, this is a thing. Like I still am genuinely considering a rebrand, but at some eventual point, it won't be anytime soon. But I did a whole fucking marketing write up, and it just looked great about. I shouldn't really say it online because someone's just going to buy it up and do it instead. But
yeah, probably not.
But just music's dead. Musicsdead.com.
Somebody probably already has that out there.
It's not. It wasn't anyway a while ago. Yeah, no, it's not. Anyone right? I've got to go and buy this now. GoDaddy.com. Right?
Oh yeah.
If there's any arsehole rushing to get this now, it's I hate it. Let's talk about the actual thing that we were going to talk about. Though.
All right.
Talking instruments. You've got two multi-instrumentalists here. And we have there are a vast amount of things. What did I want to say? Musical instruments. Sorry, I've lost my mind already. Yeah, really. Sorry, I just found out how much that domain was going to cost.
Oh,
right. Okay, then that's not too bad.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
It looked like it was only going to be 21 cents, and it wasn't going to be 21 cents, but it's still fine. Still fine.
Okay.
Fine. And I didn't want to say that out loud just in case someone else went, only fucking 21 cents.
I'll buy two.
Yeah. So sorry, no more distractions now. We're both multi-instrumentalists. I luckily had been able to play a lot of instruments that I wanted to play, but there's a lot that I really want to play and I just couldn't get to grips with. My biggest pitfall when it comes to instruments is brass, like trumpets, trombones, saxophones.
Right.
I love them so much, but like no matter which one of it is, I never got the what you got to do, the lip.
The pucker.
Yeah, I think it's because I have one of the world's most tiny mouths, and now everyone's going to suddenly notice that my mouth is actually ridiculously tiny. If I just do, it's gone. No mouth.
Everybody starts jumping on the video feed. I have to see this.
I can hide my mouth with the tips of my two fingers. So I think maybe it's because of that, but I always wanted to play saxophone, especially I want so bad to. I've been tempted to buy one, but they're the most expensive instrument minus a grand piano to buy. A bass sax. What do you call them?
Yeah.
I can't think of what you call them.
Baritone.
Baritone. There we go. Baritone sax. I love a baritone sax.
Yeah,
that would be my personal favorite. Is there any instruments that you wish you could have laid your hands on and got to grips with?
Probably strings.
Strings, like violin, viola.
Violins, yeah. I never. My there was one around my house. My mom and dad had a violin, but I never got interested in it because for me it would be so weird because there's no fret markers or anything. It's all by ear, pitch. You really have to have that down.
Microtonal as hell.
Yeah.
I think one of the problems with the majority of classical instruments, to be fair, I've found like with violins, I've had a lot of like student-based, like cheap violins, and it's real difficult to make them sound good if they're super cheap, like school violins. When you've got the school orchestra and whatever, and they've been played by a million kids, and they're battered away. And it's because they've warped a bit. So like if you haven't got a perfect pristine violin, obviously you're doing microtones. So if the neck's slightly bent, all of your tones are out. Your whole fingering system has to be completely different just because of that violin. You have to be so precise with your fingers with fretless string instruments.
Fretless bass.
Yeah. the thing with the thing I noticed, so I did have a fretless bass for quite a while, flat wire and fretless, and it sounded lovely. To be fair, it
I'll
was
bet.
beautiful. But most fretless basses still have like the fret markers there,
Mm,
and it's
okay.
quite easy. Like as long if you're looking at your fretboard, it's quite easy to make sure your fingers hit those those lines.
Yeah.
That's not too difficult with like a just pure black fretboard on a violin. You always see with the kids when they're first learning, they have the little like red stickers that they put under the
Oh yeah,
fretboard
yeah,
for
sure.
where
Right.
they put the where you
Yep.
put your fingers.
Yeah.
I'd say, like, considering the hardest instrument for me to play is brass instruments, and it pisses me off. But I would say fretless instruments are probably the hardest to make sound, like to be good at, I guess.
Well, I think they're doubly difficult because number one, you have to find first off your root note, right? Is it your finger, and then you're making the vibrato as well. You know, with the movement of your fingers as well. I mean, how smooth do you want to be, or fast do you want to be with that? So that's like two things you have to think about. You know,
Yeah.
So too much work for me. You know.
Yeah, it is a very picky instrument. Definitely a very picky instrument. Whereas I'd say like a lot of people get overwhelmed by piano, and the main problem with it is kind of your two-hand thing. But like visually, so easy to learn music on a piano. I'd always suggest if anyone was like, okay, I want to become a musician, I want to make lots of music, learn piano first. I think it's the greatest doorway to any other instrument ever.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would say it's where all the basics are. It's kind of like the building block of everything else. If you can learn keyboard, that's the way to go. You know, like that's where your theory is. That's where all your notes are. You can see them just right there. You know.
Yeah, on the side of if you're reading notation and you want to go like very musical that way, you're learning all of the staves all at once. So like that transposes great word, but wrongly used, transfers over to any other instrument if you're doing it that way. It's quite. I find it easy to visualize kind of a keyboard on like a guitar fretboard or a.
Oh, okay.
It's quite easy to kind of have it spaced out like that. Mentally at least, so I find it easy to then take something. If I can play it on a keyboard, I can transfer it to pretty much any instrument without much thought. Whereas like if I play something on guitar and then wanted to work out the violin line for it, I'd struggle a little bit more with that.
Right.
So yeah, keys is definitely super transferable. But yeah, that surprised me. I for some reason I would have like expected something like accordion from you, or
never thought. Back when I was younger, I had a very, what's the word I want? Gosh, like regimented, like, you know, accordion's only for polka, you know, violins only for bluegrass. I mean, excuse me, mandolins only for bluegrass. I had a very regimented idea of what instruments belong in every genre. Like when I was a kid, I couldn't stand brass. I hated it. Saxophones and stuff. Because couldn't stand it because I was a metalhead. You know,
that surprises me.
Guitar, bass, drums. That was it. It killed me because when I first got in the Express band, you know, back when we started out, you know, we were R&B, right? So we had a sax guy, and I didn't like sax, right? But once we started playing together, I go, hey, this is really cool. And the guy could really play too. Like for solos, he could just blow for days, you know? And I got a real appreciation of it. But when I was a young guy coming up, I hated horns. I just couldn't, I just didn't like the sound of them. But now I'm on the other side, of course, now. And yeah, they're great. But yeah, coming up, didn't like them.
That does surprise me. How are you with mentioning mandolins, banjos, and whatever? Can you play any of those? Do you find like your main
I
guitar
played all the whole start of Dragon Riders was me playing mandolin.
Of course,
that's all me on that. The one instrument I've never tried and I would love to have is a banjo. I've never tried one. You know, I don't know if they tune like a guitar.
No, they're a bit weird. They tune like a violin. More like a violin. Yeah. What is standard banjo tuning? Standard banjo. I'm sure it's banjo. Standard banjo tuning.
Okay.
Um, DGBG, no DGBD or G, depending.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, yeah,
Wow.
little.
Yeah, I
bit.
mean, also too, you're talking about instruments. Ironically, I started out on the ukulele when I was 5, right? And I've been thinking about getting a new one now because now they have electric ones. So you can
Oh,
run them through effects chains and
yeah,
whatnot. Just to see.
that would be fun. I
I
do
think it'd be
like.
kinda cool.
I do like just any instrument. That is something I love doing. Any instrument through just playing with it through effects.
Yeah, one thing I love is using like those really gigantic reverbs. Like those
Yeah.
those big ones. Like the Strayman pedals, like Blue Sky and all that stuff. The big ethereal reverbs. I have a bunch of those here. I like using them on the acoustic guitar for sure, but it really opens things up.
I like having lots of envelope filters. Put an envelope filter on a
Oh, yeah.
on a saxophone, and it sounds like
Yep.
bubbles. It's like wah, 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 wah. It's brilliant.
Oh,
Brilliant
yeah.
sound that is. Yeah, I
Yep.
definitely love. Or just stuff that like synthetic modulators that are meant to make, so like it's been designed for a guitar to make it sound a bit like an accordion, but you've played a saxophone through it instead, and it just gives it a bit of a weird tint. Because it's looking for the note and it's getting the note right and transferring it, but it's not quite what it was looking for. So instead of it just like
Yeah.
direct VST modulation, so you play a note and it plays a synth note in a different one, the
Right.
ones that are trying to make the guitar itself, the sound itself, sound like a different
Yep.
sound.
Yeah, when I was a
that's
kid and
quite good.
when I first heard kids when I first people used like John-Luc Ponty was putting a violin through a phase shifter. That was a big thing back in the 70s. I mean, to use effects pedals on acoustic instruments was really cool and groundbreaking. Now a lot of your big acoustic guitar guys, they have gigantic pedal boards as well, for acoustic guitars. That never used to be a thing, but now
And,
you see it. It's commonplace.
it's less fun though with because a lot of those are just like tone shifts, really.
They are. They are.
It's less it's less of an effects rig and more of an EQ rig for each song, which is nice to have that quality of like. I mean, it's a level of pickiness though that is like it's quite good from a sound guy's perspective, where you sit in there and going, "Oh, look, that's very clever, well done." But like it's I don't know, it's so many bands out there are going out just with one guitar on stage and just playing through their one guitar throughout the whole thing. Oh, sometimes does amuse me. Like with multiple tunings is one thing, but some of these artists that have got like an acoustic guitar for each song or something like that, and it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it because I'm a soundy guy, but I very don't get it because like that's a bit much. Come on, that's not needed in this setting, is it? Really, is this needed? No.
Right. Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, you're talking about instruments. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead in the conversation, but talking about, using instruments in your recordings and stuff. I mean, you guys have heard Sea Rage, and the whole idea of Sea Rage was to see how many different disparate, sound sources can I jam together in the course of a 5-minute song, right? I mean, we're going to go from like, heavy metal to polka to jazz to also we have a sax solo, then it's a heavy metal guitar solo, then it's like a keyboard thing, just to see how many things that shouldn't work together and try to make them work together. I find that really interesting.
That is. I just saw in the chat box Spike has said I think he'd like to play. I have played it, I can play it, I do love playing them. I haven't got one of my own because they're insanely expensive, not it's insanely, for a decent one, insanely expensive. But to be fair, there's a few like reasonable options that I have played in the electric stick double bass range that are actually really quite good. Harley Benton actually make their own stick double bass. If you buy them brand spankers new, they're £460, which in the grand scheme of things, when we spend the same on a guitar quite easily.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna give it a go, and they sound bang on, to be fair. I've always said stick double basses look a bit shit, but the sound is fantastic on them.
Mhm.
And Harley Benton also do like an 800. It's an acoustic electric double bass.
Oh wow.
Which is interesting. It's
Yeah.
not I'm not gonna lie, it's not the most fantastic sound in the entirety of the world, but I think you can pick one up for about £150, which is not bad
Not bad.
at all.
You ever thought about the Chapman stick?
I've got weird you said this. What a pickup. So I know loads about the Chapman stick. Like there's only 12 official registered like professional players in the world at the moment. One of the main guys I was walking down a road with Catherine and her mother, and like the guy who made the Chapman stick and invented it in the first place.
Yeah.
The guy, like his protege, was just busking in the center of Glasgow out of nowhere.
You're kidding. Wow.
Yeah. I bought his album on that day. I've got it. It's in there. No, I wish I'd have known that earlier, because I could have been like, and it just so happens my show and tell today is
Yeah, shoot. That would have been great.
yeah, and he told us all about it, and like there's 2 different variations. He was there with this I think it might have been his girlfriend, but he was saying it's his partner, like his music
Partner, yeah. Yep.
And they were both playing. He was definitely a lot better, but it was quite a unique sound. But like I was chatting to him and I was like, I love learning instruments. This looks like something that I just love to learn. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, why? And then he started telling us all this. It's like, there's only 12 people that really play it in the world. I think there's only like 100 of the instruments that actually exist. And I was like, right. And I looked online and they're like, cheapest one you get in is about 3,000.
Oh yeah.
Cheapest one.
My experience with that was I saw the great Tony Levin, who was a great Chapman stick. I saw a concert. They opened up for Dream Theater, and it was Tony Levin had a King Crimson tribute band, and he was playing Chapman stick bass on that. It was phenomenal, man. It was so cool.
Yeah, they're extortion. They're very difficult to learn.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all touch.
Yeah, he was saying it's what was he saying? It was like you need at least a few lessons with someone that plays just to get the basics down. Otherwise, you like, because of the way that you play it as well, apparently you're very bad on your hands and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, no, one of us has to buy one of those, and we can have fun with that.
Yeah, they are literally like 3,500 minimum.
Wow.
Yeah, you get, there's a 10-string and a 12-string. There's loads of different like tonal variations as well that you can have. But yeah, I can't remember half the stuff. I wish Kat was here now, because she'd remember more than I did. Really interesting bloke though, for definite as well.
I'll bet.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind learning. Not something that's like massively. I like instruments that have a bit of versatility in them. Like you say, like, don't get me wrong, you can just put any instrument with any instrument and it can be quite fun. Yes, don't get me wrong. But like, if I was to learn another instrument, it would be something well, for me, if I was making music, which would be the reason why I learned another, eventually I'd just have a spark and go, all right, I'm actually going to make... I think if I got a baritone sax, I'd start making tunes, actually, to be honest. If I got a baritone sax, I would start making music again, because a lot of my inspiration comes from a very specific style of music that seems to be getting some legs on it, this kind of 60s kind of jazz dubstep music, which I'm falling in love with rapidly. The stuff that sounds like my Tank remix, that kind of stuff.
I think I've told you before about this band. There's a group, you should definitely check them out. They're from Oakland, California, called Tower of Power. They've been around forever, and they have a gigantic, they call the Tower of Power horn section, and they have this guy who plays Barry sax, and it's just incredible. if you get a chance, check them out like online or something. But their older tracks are just fantastic. It's that kind of stuff. I think you would like it.
Yeah, that does sound good. I I don't know how I forgot this. So and you don't discuss me at all. I love stuff like this. Spike's got loads of stuff like cigar box guitars and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
He's made loads of kind of junk instruments. I'm definitely up for like a wash tub bass.
Yep.
I think they sound brilliant. The whole there's a band that used to play a lot in the same kind of groups that like Do's and McDo's and Deferred Success played in. What is it? Someone in the Junkyard Dogs, and their whole band is
Junkyard Instruments.
Yeah, the whole they're just like they're Hobo Jones and the Junkyard Dogs. That's it, and they all dress up. They all look like hobos, and they do it like it just looks brilliant. It's great look. It's great sound, and it just works. I love it. Yeah, he's got a diddly bow, cigar box guitar, and Blake is currently practicing with his drum kit from hell.
Yeah.
That scares me. That last one scares me slightly.
I've seen that though. I was just telling Spike here. I saw the video of that on Facebook of that kit. It looks incredible. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to bang on, basically.
I mean, that's what a drum kit is. I guess I do like seeing some of these. These like street buskers, and they've just got like an array of just stuff, and they just some drumsticks, so like pots, pans, buckets, whatever.
Yeah.
And some of the beats that they make up, they're insane.
Oh, I know.
They do stuff like pick the bucket up with their foot off the floor so it makes bassier sounds and stuff. I think that's
right.
Epic, man. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Love that kind of stuff. I'm definitely down with I've seen a lot of kind of street junk instruments and street junk busk instruments. That's probably the wrong term for it. But like, have you seen the guys that have just got loads of the tubes and all the tubes are different lengths, but they play like a drum kit with paddles?
Yes. Yep.
Excellent. Yeah, I love all that stuff like that. It always reminds me the first time that I really thought about stuff like that specifically was you must have seen that video with the guys playing a saxophone. I think it's a baritone sax as well. And then the kids just got just slamming the oven closed in beat.
Oh,
you must
yeah.
have seen dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And it just like all that kind of stuff. I mean, going back to talking about this Bebop Boogie track that I did with the Mighty Jam, all of the percussion in the background of that, not the main synth beat kits obviously, but there was a triangle we made out of a bent bit of metal. There was an ashtray that like it was a metal ashtray, and when you hit it with a chopstick it just did a perfect ding. So we had cartons full of rice and stuff like that, and all the percussion in the back,
shakers,
literally stuff that we had just lying around, and we thought, okay, we want some percussion on this, so we'll just play with everything. There was little like ramekin bowls and spoons and like just anything was there.
That's great.
It came out with a really great sound, to be fair.
I'll bet. Yeah, that's really cool. Wow. Yeah, it was neat. I was going to mention, I don't know if I was going off topic or not, but, I really like when artists put instruments that really shouldn't work with other instruments in a song. Like for one song I thought of when I was a kid, Lucky Man by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, was this all, acoustic guitar thing, right? But the solo was synthesizer, was all Moog, which was so cool to put the newest electronics against an acoustic track. I thought was so different. But that's a long time ago. But that was one of the groundbreakers, I think, for that type of thing. The Who as well. John Entwistle, the bass player, played a really mean flugelhorn and French horn, and they use that a lot too as well. So that was kind of different. So you got this 3-piece power trio, and then here comes the flugelhorn on top of it. That was cool too. But yeah, instruments you don't expect are fun.
Yeah, I think within some reason. There's a lot of fun ways to add instruments in, but like if you're in the middle of a really nice bit of Bach or like a classical piece of gamelan music, and then someone came on and started Cookie Monster growling over it, it'd probably be funny to quite a few people, to be fair. Now I've thought about it, but I wouldn't buy the CD, let's put it that way.
No, I agree.
But going the other way, there's some genres that actually let's play a track and then I'm going to start that one.
All right.
What is the next track, Mr. Craig?
This is the band that I cannot pronounce. I'll give it a shot. This track called Tomorrow by either Romeopathy or Romeopathy.
Oh, it's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those. What side of the pond are you on? I think. See, I'd go Romeopathy.
Romeopathy. I'll go with that
because it's like telepathy.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Pathy.
Cool. Yep.
Let's see what it sounds like.
All right.
Oh, Spike's driving home with us on. I like being in people's cars. I do like that. I feel like I'm keeping you safe on the road. Or unsafe.
Or at least awake.
Would you even shed a tear if I leave you tomorrow? You might just realize the things I do while I'm here, 'cause I've been around for too long. You've broken me for sure, 'cause I've been around for too long. And I don't know the cure. So all it takes is 2 words to break the bond to me. All it takes is 2 words, and I am free. You just never realized it was you who held the reins.
Oh shit.
So you just keep on pushing. You're pushing me away. But I would take you anywhere that you needed to go. My heart would take you anywhere. Is this anywhere? Is this anywhere? All it takes is 2 words to break the bond to me. All it takes is 2 words, and I am free.
Nice harmonies there at the end.
Yeah. I think the guitar is amazing. Almost sounds like he's all doing hammer-ons. Or like volume knob on each one. There's no attack to it.
Romeopathy. Romeopathy. Oh, I just realized both of those are still pathy. Romeopathy, telepathy, Romeopathy. I don't know. Maybe we should ask them. Romeopathy or Romeopathy. Romeopathy.
Pathy.
Tell us what you are.
Would that be then? Is there like a Juliet apathy that would go with Romeo
Juliet
apathy? Sorry, I really kind of dug deep there.
Was it Juliotopathy?
Juliet.
Tomato.
Yeah.
We've been talking instruments, and I put to you, Craig, are there musical genres out there that can only be that genre if they have a certain instrument in them?
That is an interesting question, my friend.
Like the easy one to kind of put out there is ska can't really be ska without brass.
I would agree with that.
You could do acoustic ska, you could do ska with electro, you could do ska where the drummer's a beat machine, you could do ska not necessarily with guitars, I would say, but I think you have to have the brass.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would go with you can't do bluegrass without a mandolin or a banjo. Because bluegrass is
a bit of the twangy sound, yeah.
Yeah, they do really have that twangy thing going. Some people would say you can't do blues without a good harmonica player.
Then again, just pulling you back here.
Yeah.
What would you think about some of Troy Fade's solo stuff? It's just guitar and voice was getting very bluegrassy at points, I would say.
That's a good point too. Yep. Well, you can always blur the lines, right? I mean, that's not a problem.
With a few ones, yeah. Still not with ska. I don't think you could do ska without brass. Maybe synth brass, but it's still brass at the end of the day. The brass is still there.
Yeah, true. It's so funny, one of my good friends, our sound tech from the Express, Chuck, is a polka drummer. And he was explaining to me the other day how German polka is different than Polish polka, because trust me, there's a whole world of this stuff we have no clue of. But in one of them, you have to have a banjo.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's not Polish or German. For the life of me, I can't remember which one it was. But one of them needs to have a banjo player, or you can't do those types of polkas. So there you go.
It's weird that the accordion and polkas has come up quite so much, because I weirdly ended up last night watching that Weird Al film.
Oh God, where his Madonna's his girlfriend and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I love how much of it is a lie, because it starts off and like the majority of the stuff at the start is like it's a little bit far fetched, but it's like real stuff that could happen.
Oh
it's
yeah.
Okay, biographical, like you've exaggerated a bit. Then fair enough.
Right. Yeah.
And then just very slowly, little tiny bit by bit, up until pretty much like the last 40 minutes of the film, they just get a little bit more ridiculous and a little bit more ridiculous, like Madonna being his girlfriend, like that was the moment where I because I didn't know the whole. I put it on. I had no knowledge of what the film.
You didn't know that. Okay.
So up until that point, I legitimately thought like, oh shit, Weird Al's got a mad life, and then it come up with the Madonna bit, and it's actually there weren't like a thing, but there was, they spoke. At the end he shows a few of the legitimate photos from that point in time, and
that's right.
He had photos of him with Madonna. Fair enough. So it wasn't. So at that point, I was like, really? No way. And then just a little bit after it started getting ridiculous, like she becomes the head of the fucking, not to give too much away, but becomes the head of the fucking mafia or something.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, right, no, this whole film is bullshit. And then he gets to the end and he's like, oh, actually, yeah. Just so you know, I really love my parents. We never had any bad blood between us or whatever. Everything was pure bullshit.
Right.
But the amount of times, like throughout that film, in that middle kind of, when that last 40 minutes of complete ridiculous stuff just started happening, I have never Googled, is this true, XYZ in my phone so many times. Oh, dear.
Weird Al.
Yeah.
He's the best, man.
It's like he didn't even drink or anything. It's like,
oh, he didn't. He did not. Yeah. One of my favorite movies of all time is UHF, man. If you guys like Weird Al, that movie is just a classic. Oh, good stuff.
I know. I do. It's a good film though. That was actually. All right. Everyone
it's-
should watch it. Give it.
No, it's funny you're talking about putting instruments that don't belong in songs. Weird Al is a guy who made a career out of putting the accordion in everything.
In everything. Yep.
Everything. And there you go. He kind of forced it in there sometime. Kind of wedged it in, I suppose.
And it was that good that even Michael Jackson copied him.
Damn right. Yep. Or other way around.
I mean, there's a few obvious ones here. Like opera, you can't really do without the bawling operatic vocal.
Well, I always picture the heavy set lady, with the Viking helmet, with the horns. Yeah, you kind of got to have that.
I don't think there is such thing with opera without the operatic style of voice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I'd say that's a definite. What we've got? So bluegrass is kind of on the side with a banjo. Ska definitely with brass. Opera vocals.
You really can't say metal because now metal has really spawned all these different varieties now with.
Yeah.
I've heard, real guttural vocals. I've heard like Tinkerbell vocals. Baby metal has, these two girls singing this really nice sing-songy over metal. I mean, metal is just branched off into so many different variations now. I think there is no such thing as.
I'd say metal is the one piece of music, one style of music that is literally the other side of this conversation. It hasn't got any specifics that have to be in or anything.
Correct.
I mean, loud, I guess is no, because you have like this symphonic kind of eerie metal, like this, it's kind of lots of Tinkerbells and strings and stuff like that. Right. And they call they call that. It's usually in the middle of a black metal album actually, and then you'll get that bit, the reprise in the middle or something.
Right, exactly. I've had the algorithm on YouTube show me bands that just blew my mind. It was like metal bands based off of like Viking war chants, or it's just anything you can possibly think of. I've seen East Indian metal bands. I've seen stuff that just would blow your mind, so you can't really pigeonhole any of that stuff for sure. How about country western? I know you're not a big country guy at all, but does it have to have acoustic guitar or electric or harp?
I don't think it has to have any. I think with country again, it's mostly the most iconic thing, and that's why I hate it, is that goddamn twangy voice. Oh,
I know. Yeah, that down south thing,
English people doing country music tend to put on that kind of voice, or they'll either do that or they're doing folk, like British folk. But it might not have been in the past, but I would say nowadays, if you hear country music, it will have that, no matter where their person is from either, it will have that twangy style delivery.
They have to have that high I'm from Tennessee type vocal. That's you're right, that's all of them.
I'd say blues has to have a guitar.
Yeah, it's got to.
I can't think of any blues but there's a few piano blues singers, and that's kind of the exception to the rule. But I can't think of any other kind of blues that does have no guitar in it.
Yeah, blues gets a bad rap, I think, a lot of times. I know, especially bass players will tell me it's some of the most boring stuff because all it is the same walking bass pattern, time after time after time. Otherwise, all you're backing up is like big guitar solos. Gigantic guitar solo through the whole thing, and the bass guy is I get that, but to each his own.
I think blues is one of the hardest genres to sound original in.
I don't really think it's meant to sound original. I think it's pretty much these guys realize they're doing the same template over and over, like classical. You're playing the same stuff by the same people, which that's fine.
Classical is an interesting one because that's all on its own. All of the instruments, all of the time, please. But then you can just have violin concertos, and classical doesn't exist in this conversation. We can't go there. Shut up.
No, that's true.
We could go very pigeonholey and be like, Baroque must have a harpsichord.
Well, you want to start talking like string quartets and everything. That's a whole nother.
But I mean, string quartets have to have strings in them. I would give you that one. Well done.
Yeah, tuba wouldn't work.
Easiest one for the whole of this conversation. Barbershop quartet. Barbershop vocals. All right, done.
There's a lost art there, man. I've heard some barbershop that was just blow your mind.
I thought it was going to be less of a fad after it kind of got its resurgence from all the Glee stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Glee, it was called Glee, innit? That TV program.
It was Glee, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It seemed to be like it got really popular for like half a year, and then that was it.
Well, being a Disney fan, when you go to the Disney parks, they have the Dapper Dans are there, and that's their barbershop quartet that walks up and down Main Street singing. And those guys are just incredible. I can't even imagine how they sit together in a room and piece the harmonies together. It's boggles the mind.
As we're not massively these kinds of people, we didn't broach any of the other sides of things, the rap and the rhythm and the R&B as we
R&B
anymore.
Man, I don't know. R&B for me, I think you have to have horns. I mean, straight up R&B.
If you're talking like proper rhythm and blues, then yeah, you gotta have some horns.
Yeah.
Then there's like the urban side of R&B, which is basically just pop music.
Then you have like the romantic R&B with the electric piano, hey baby, that kind of stuff. That's a whole other genre too. The Barry White stuff, that type of thing, that real smooth stuff.
Yeah, I'd say almost again with the vocals on that. Apart from like, you can have a bigger variety, but you have to be very smooth.
You do. It's all about your delivery. How about jazz?
Oh, bass. There's got to be bass in jazz. I can't
stand up bass.
Any bass, electric bass, stand up bass. If we're doing like acoustic jazz band, then obviously, stand up. But I don't think you could have jazz without bass.
Yeah, you got to have bass for sure, because then you can. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think if you think about jazz, most of the famous jazz people were bassists. That might be just from me from being a bassist and being a big fan of them. But the easiest ones to remember, like the Marcus Millers, the Jaco Pastoriuses, it's bassists that you whenever I'm in a conversation with people anyway, when I say pick some good jazz musicians, tend to have a lot more bass players in than anyone else.
I go with that, but then you have like all your horn guys, your old guys, Count Basie, Louis Armstrong. That was all jazz too. You're talking about brass bass though, which is a different thing, because then you can get into jazz rock and fusion, which is you can throw anything there.
Oh yeah, I mean, this conversation could take a very, very different. If we start making all the specifics, like post-hardcore. Oh, you've got to have that very specific mix of clean to screamy vocals.
I wonder who came up with that idea. You get the one where you get the one person sings the nice clean melody line. Then all of a sudden, some dude comes in with the who came up with that? I want to know who sat down and came up with that idea.
I reckon it was someone in a metal band that was fed up of having everyone that wasn't a metaler ask him what his lyrics were.
And I'll tell you something too. As a lyricist myself, wouldn't that piss you off that people didn't know what the hell you were talking about because all I heard was? I mean, don't you want to know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's I don't get it. I don't get it. I think there are good screamy, shouty vocalists that you can understand, and I mean, for fuck's sake, talk about System of a Down. I can't think of his name at the moment, but their lead vocalist,
Serge Tankian.
That's it. But like majority of the time, I mean, look at Chop Suey, like wake up, grab a brush and put it in. You know all the words. You can't sing them with him because he's saying them so quick.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Like everyone does the same thing when that's on. Makeup, makeup,
right?
Shake
Last
up.
two things, right?
Kids up on the table. Here we go, create another fable. It's like we all know every word though to it. Anyone that's knows the track.
I'll bet you money when he sat down and he wrote all that shit out, he's going, how the hell am I going to sing this fast? Like, damn, man. You know?
If it's anything
Wow.
like any of the tracks that not that I've done that are similar, but have been like a bit mad rappy vocal stylings, you don't actually write. It didn't come up. He did that. He probably sat down and just did that and was like, now I've got to remember it. Now I've got to go back.
Yeah,
Right.
he just jammed it. Yeah. Well, here, this is a question for you because this is much more your world than my world.
Mm-hmm.
What about rap and hip hop? Those are two things I have no concept of. So you got to tell me what kind of instrumentation needs to be in there.
Hip hop's a bit of a weird one because it's definitely by era. Like you go for the old school hip hop, 80s hip hop, a lot of pianos, that kind of stuff. A lot of that synth, the one that everyone in every track.
Yeah. Same patch.
Quite soft on the drums as well with original hip hop. It was not more like modern hip hop. It's very. It's a lot sharper.
Now you're talking drum machines, right? You're talking like Roland 808 or something, a lot of that stuff, right? Or am I wrong?
Again, difference to early to late hip hop. I mean, like if you look at a lot of the early stuff, there was live instruments on stage. There's a band that I can't remember the name of, goes around Birmingham, and they kind of brought back that vibe. So it's full band hip hop. And because I remember hip hop basically came off some of the rhythm and blues vibes, really.
Right.
So it was a beatsy rhythm and blues band kind of thing that they rapped over,
right,
somewhat. So yeah, hip hop is definitely got a lot of era based specifics. You very rarely see a full drum kit on stage these days. You probably rarely see unless you're at a big band, like a very well-known artist, and they've booked an London Symphony Orchestra to back them. You very few people on stage, a lot of hype men and a DJ, typically.
Right.
I would say later hip-hop, definitely a vinyl scratcher.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely in later. There's so much variation, and it depends how you take the term hip hop as well. Rap is easy, again, all about the vocal. The point of rap is just vocals. It's about your flow and your lyrical behavior. So I mean, you've heard rap over metal tracks, you've heard rap. Rap is probably the one that's very much like metal. Actually, there's no real specific. You do have to have the vocals, but everything else is kind of do what you want. I've heard, I mean, Immortal Technique does one over what's the I was going to say Fleur Release, but it's not, dun 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 dun.
Yeah, it's not hitting me.
Yeah, but he does a whole very deep. It's quite horrific, actually. If you want to cry and hear the most hard hitting lyrics, go listen to "Dance with the Devil" from Immortal Technique. It will hurt your brain that will. Very dark, deep story about a young man's dance with the devil, I guess.
I mean, a lot of the rap stuff I've heard too is very minimalistic in terms of backing track. Like you said, the lyrics are way up front.
The good rap, the beat's made to match the lyrics. So like, don't get me wrong, there'll be a basic beat that they'll have rapped over initially, but quite often a lot of the sounds. So if you hear him rap, the vocalist is suddenly like going in time with a bit of the beat.
Right. Yeah.
He won't have wrote that because that beat does that there. Typically, that would have been done that reverse engineered as it around. So it's the beats change so it fits with them. A lot of the dropouts and silences this is a bit of a misnomer with I know a lot of people that think rappers are like, oh, he was really clever, he knew the beat was going to drop there, so he's suddenly in the middle of his freestyle reworded everything just so he didn't say anything when the beat drops out. No, other way around. Sorry to ruin and burst a lot of bubbles. Here, the producer's gone, oh, you've stopped speaking there, so let's drop out all the sound. Definitely the other way around. So yeah, it's rap, definitely just vocals, and everything is oriented around the vocals. There won't be anything really that even close to their vocal range in there.
Yeah.
That's why you
Yeah.
get a lot of bass and a lot of really high synths and
To keep the mids
very little in the more. There can sometimes be a lot up top and in the bottom, a lot of different things going on. But yeah, definitely, because in rap you're typically using so many layers of vocals. One, you
Right.
double in all the vocals that you do anyway to thicken them out. Then
Right.
you've got your main line, usually your doubled main line, so it will be the same rap again. So that's 4 tracks. You've got your main line doubled, and then you've done exactly the same thing again, and that's doubled.
Okay.
Then you've got your ad libs in the background. You woo, yeah, good, go on. So you've got that doubled. Usually you want 2 different kind of people, even if it's all yourself doing it. You want it to seem like you've got 2 people doing your ad libs.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So you've got another 2 there, and then quite a lot of people would just over-end words, like we were doing with System of a Down earlier. So you're just saying the last kind of 4 or 5 words of each line just to beef it up, because that's always good for what on one side is good for ear relativity to keeping the beat and what bars are on, because you're doing that same thing at the end each time.
Okay.
It also, when you start doing, when rappers will suddenly just do like 5 words in a row that all rhyme and it will take the beat out, it gives a lot more emphasis to that, and it just makes that sound a lot cooler as well. So you're working with with a standard single rapper on a good produced track, unless you're doing something specific like stripping it back or doing something different. On your standard track, you're working with at least 10, 12 layers of vocals. You don't want anything else anywhere near that frequency range. You want a good 10 hertz either side of yourself.
Okay.
Well,
that's good. Yeah, that's good to know. Like I say, I know nothing about that stuff. If you be the guy to talk to.
It's good to think about when you're doing any kind of multi-layer it's something for you to think about when you get into those productions you do, and you're getting like lots of guitar layers.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're getting so many guitar layers, you really don't want to put anything else in there at all. Just leave that just for the guitars, and then you've got room to kind of pan them slightly and sit them all in their own spaces.
That's what I do.
And you're not having to worry about where they're sitting here. You're only looking like hit around here kind of thing. And it also makes it a lot easier to kind of mix them in and making sure you're getting the presence on the right guitars and the wrong. Same with the rap vocals. You want to make sure that all your present is on that main line one right at the top, which is very difficult to do if you've got little bits and pieces trying to fight for that kind of stage presence. Even though it's not stage presence, there's another word that I'm thinking of, and I can't think of it now.
Well, there is the audio stage, as they call it, in the headphones. There is the stage there. That's a terminology too, but
there's a specific word I'm looking for. I'm obviously not in a technical mood today.
That's okay. You don't need to be. We're here to entertain everybody. We're not being technical today.
Going back to blues, look at some of today's blues with just harmonica and looped beatboxing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule, and well, I mean, look, C Rage exists, so that says a lot about stuff. Whether it's necessarily good, bad, right, or wrong is a different question.
We really kind of describe typical configurations, I suppose, but there is no, like you say, there's no hard fast rules to anything anymore.
No, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It is.
I think we came down to basically only one thing here. Actually, at the end of the day, ska needs brass.
Ska needs brass.
That's the only rule. There's only one rule in music: ska needs brass.
Brass. Right. There should be a T-shirt.
I think XRP needs to make that T-shirt. Catherine.
So. Catherine. Yeah, let's talk to the R&D people. Catherine. Yep. All right, man. Excellent. So we've been going hard at it, my friend. I mean, we're already we have songs to play, we have show and tell to do, we have geek time, we have a lot of stuff to do yet.
Should we play a track and get on with it?
Let's do that. Ready?
No, not at
You're
all.
Gonna be this next track. I'm telling you,
This
This next track is new from Mishappenings. It's called In Play from Mishappenings.
You know the worst thing about this? I've just downloaded it. I'm the one that freaking mixed it, and there's actually a copy of it on my desktop right now, right in front of my face. But I downloaded it instead. This is In Play.
Push the button.
Mishappenings. I do just have to say it's been mixed and mastered by myself.
It has guitars in it.
It has guitars.
I heard this. I went, holy shit! Listen to this. Oh, this is just great.
There's a great little sound in the background. It sounds like kind of a xylophone, and it's just like
I hear it.
So
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah, I hit the play button and this thing came on. I go, holy shit, this is heavy for him. Yeah.
I love that so much. This is probably my favourite out of all of them because of that.
This is great. I think I've only heard this and New Device so far. God, phased strings. Come on.
That. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
When we were first doing it, he wanted it so loud. It is so loud. I'm like, you can't have, that's going to sound so bad.
Yeah.
So, da 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 da. No.
Yeah. God, it sounds like an old ARP string ensemble. I love how the bass followed that down. Yeah, that's great.
In Play, Mishappenings. Oh, sounds good. That does.
That's great. Great song. Great song.
I think it is one of my favorite of his new ones. I do very like that. I love the ad libs in the background. You can't call a lady a bitch these days.
That was great.
Oh, excellent! And that xylophone. So like the moment I heard that for the first time, I was like, "Miss, this is fantastic." Just that so good, so good. Well done, Mishappenings. And whoever mixed and mastered that, fucking genius, I tell you.
Apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Is
all right?
Oh, fuck! I had a joke there about apparently. I was going to say he's the friend of.
For a word.
No, I was going to make a really bad joke because you said apparently, and I was going to make apparently a person, and I was going to say, is he a friend of? And I couldn't think of who I was going to say forensically, but
forensically. No. Remember, you just came off of work, so your brain's still fried. So we're not expecting genius.
Right. I sat down in this studio after walking in at like 9:30, guys. So I apologize if I'm a little bit off form to my usual.
No, you've been great.
Now it's about time that we should do some of the weirder and more random stuff like show and tell.
Show and tell. Who's up?
Mine's right here. I'm going to go for it, but I
do it, man.
I need to prepare it slightly. Believe
me. Okay. Okay, all you people watching the video feed.
So I've mentioned this to you. Oh, it's not doing the thing. Okay, never mind. It's fine. I mentioned this to you a couple of shows ago, actually, but I didn't actually show anyone because it was stuck to a wall. So this is a gift. I know it's another gift from Catherine, actually.
Wow.
ALC, another gift from ALC. I've just realised I've got to make sure that everyone can see. You can go. I need to remove you. I need to be a bit bigger, and I need to ruin the illusion again. There we go. Go away, illusion. There we go. Oh yes, I'm just in a boring green room. This is it's a fantastic combination of two of my loves and one in very OCD necessity of mine. So I very much like music. I very much like Final Fantasy. And one of my having to deal so much with radio scheduling and such, time and knowing the time and what time it is incredibly important to me. So she only goes and gets me a Final Fantasy clock made out of a record.
Oh, damn. That is cool.
Isn't it just?
That is amazing, man.
It has what wasn't working, so you can see it's lit. It does all the multicolored things as well.
Yeah.
But it's stuck on blue at the moment, and I need. There's a little remote for it. But yeah, so it's
very cool.
We've got a little Sephiroth and a little Cloud and a little. I'm still actually not 100% sure what's going on at the top, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off. I was thinking Sephiroth was on the top, but I guess not.
That's Sephiroth, because you can tell because he's got his long ass sword.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Wow, that is very nice, man. So it does change color usually, like it rotates color?
Yeah. You can check if it'll flash or it'll glow or it'll do the slow pulsey thing.
Yeah.
Go through all the RGB colors, and it looks fantastic on the wall. And as you can see, like it makes that bit like there we go.
Yeah. Cool. Oh wow, that is very nice.
Yeah, I've weirdly enough, like I hadn't told her, but I'd been looking because there's all different ones of these. I pop up on Facebook and be like, buy this now. And I've been looking and I was thinking about getting one for ages, and then all of a sudden it just came in the post.
Yeah,
so epic.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's
Very
my show.
cool.
And tell everyone. And for those that didn't know, I'm a massive Final Fantasy and music fan. You can tell by my clock.
Yes.
So there we go. I'm going to turn that off because it's really freaking bright, to be honest. You can't see this, but the other side is just blinding me.
Yeah.
So there we go. Yeah, my Final Fantasy wall clock. I've got to switch you over now, haven't I?
Yeah, you got to make me highlighted.
There we go. No, there we go. There we go.
All right, no pressure, huh? Well, I don't know. Let me grab my object here.
Object de la art.
I don't know how many Batman fans we have out there, but this is a piece from what I call My Batman, which is like Adam West is Batman, like 1968 Batman.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Blu-ray collector's set of the entire Batman TV show, back from like the Zap and the Pow and all that type of thing, and it's a complete Blu-ray thing. And if you open it up, it's got a set of Batman trading cards here.
Okay.
A collectible Batmobile Hot Wheels car.
Excellent.
That goes with it as well. And I grew up with this, and I always call it My Batman because he was the first, but him and Robin. But the complete TV series. Yeah,
that is awesome.
So, thank you. That's what I got for this week. So
lots of fond memories for me. I really got into that Batman due to, I can't remember what program it was, but they had a whole episode on what was it like, exposing Batman. And it was all like like when they're climbing up a wall, but they're actually just standing on the floor with a rope.
Right. Yeah. All the tricks and stuff.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah. How they pulled all their punches and stuff. And it's like, really? They were pulled punches? I'd have never guessed.
I know.
Never guessed.
It's so funny how it started out being like that, and it was so campy and so, for comedy, and now he turned so dark, you know. This is interesting to me.
I also, Adam West just weirdly became one of my heroes just because of his character in Family Guy. Because
the mayor,
Adam West is, and he plays his own name as a mayor, and he's so. I mean, Adam West is a weird guy anyway. Like I've seen a few things with him around, but like for them to re-personify him as a complete and utter mental nutcase that knows what he's doing though. Like, he's not really mental, he's putting it all on, and actually he's been like secretly controlling the town's water supply or some shit like that. But I love that. I love stuff like that where characters, it's like, I love the fact that Stan Lee was in pretty much every Marvel anything. He was even in the Lego Marvel games, in the, you know, he always cameoed in anything Marvel that existed. That was his rule. But yeah, I love stuff like that. Absolutely love stuff like that. Brilliant.
Yep.
Where are we for time? Oh, we've got loads of music to play though, still, don't we?
We do. I brought stuff for Geek Time too, if we're gonna have time for Geek Time, but we'll see if we get.
We'll do Geek Time as well. I think we'll smash on with a few more tracks. I've also got the Band of the Track of the T-shirt of the week, who's also, well, I guess we should call him the guest of the week as well.
He is. Yes.
Nice to see you, Rekka, though. Hello, Rekka. Alan.
Hello.
Since I learned Alan's name was Alan. I haven't had many Alan friends in my life, and it just reminds me. Have you seen that? I think it's like I can't remember what it is. It's a groundhog or something. It's just a little animal. There was a meme of it, and it's just like it's screaming or something, and someone just overdubbed over it. Alan, ow, Alan.
I never saw it.
It's just all it is. It's just like it's a little animal of some kind of beaver-like animal. As soon as someone said the name of it, I'd know. Oh yeah, it was definitely that. And I think it was actually in like they did like an kind of nature documentary over here, but they did voiceovers for the animals through the documentary, and it was moderately funny. But I don't know why. But and the meme, the funny thing out of it is like it's about 2 minutes long of this this creature, whatever it is, going Alan, ow, Alan.
That's funny.
Alan. But then like 5 seconds before the end, he goes, "Oh no, it's Steve." Steve. Steve.
Oh, that's great.
Brilliant. So, yeah.
Oh, funny.
But yeah, so from the moment that I knew Alan was Alan, every time I see Rekka pop up in the chat box, in my head I read Alan, and then that replays every time I see him pop up anywhere.
Jeez. That reminds me of, when I was a kid, I used to watch Monty Python, across the pond, back when we first got it back in the 70s. And there was that one sketch with that one, what was that thing that was like a hedgehog or something? And like it would be popping around the city and go, Dinsdale. That reminds me of that. So
I found it.
Dinsdale.
Alan!
Oh, you found it.
I was just going to pop it in the chat box for everyone that needed to know. For everyone. And for you later, maybe.
I will.
Yeah, it was Walk on the Wild Side. It was a BBC documentary. That was it.
Okay.
I remember it even more. So, like, it wasn't just even in one go that they did it. So, like, in between, lots of different. So there'd be like another scene, then it would go back to him going, Alan, oh, Alan, and then like 5 minutes later, we'll go back to it, and then right at the end, he goes, oh no, it's Steve.
That's funny.
Oh, just
man,
great. It's just
that's
great.
too funny. Well, as long as we have Alan here, I know you're in the chat. If you get a chance, how did your big gig go that you guys played? What was the last weekend? Saturday night, I think you guys had a gig.
Also, to catch you up with the other conversation, any instruments that you've ever really wanted to learn or not learn, or instruments that you think have to be in music or not? Tell us anything that you want to tell us about instruments. I fucking hate instruments. I'm a singer. Fucking musicians. Twats.
That's probably what he's thinking.
That's what
guitar players. Tizz, I gotta tell you, I'm being self-conscious being this big on the screen. It's starting to freak me out.
Oh, sorry. I'll get it all fixed and back.
I mean, it is the Craig and Tizz show, but I shouldn't be this big.
I lost where I was.
Are you overcompensating for the fact my head is so small in our theme song? Try and make me feel better. Much better. Thank you.
There we go.
Okay,
there
good.
We go. I think have we switched sides as well?
Yeah, you're supposed to be up on top. I'm on the bottom. I don't know why.
I don't think I'm supposed to. I just am.
It just always am that way. Yeah,
marmot. That's what it is. It's a marmot. Oh dear.
Oh God.
That's good. That's going to be me for the next few weeks now with that stuck in my head.
Great.
Oh,
So
right.
more music.
Yeah, more music, geeky stuff, more music. What's for dinner? More
Right on.
music.
I know we have like
band of the
35
shirt.
minutes. Yeah, you got the shirt. Yeah, you got the shirt too. It's like, man,
you go first. What's the next track?
This is the word I can't pronounce. This is the 16th Baeo by Jules Hay.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna be able to fucking type that in. Oh well.
I'm gonna go with Baeo, guys.
Baeo. Hopefully he says
Baeo.
it during the song. Hopefully he says it
Dinsdale.
during.
Dinsdale.
Sunday.
Funny cars. Big John Mills. Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
See?
This is a bit sexy.
So if this is the 16th Baeo, that means there's 15 more of these somewhere.
Some may think.
Now, where's the heavy metal shred solo? Ooh, octave guitars.
There's only one big downside to this piece of music right now.
What's that?
I want to listen to all of it, and it's 7 minutes long.
Is it really? Oops. My bad.
Sure.
There's always a fade out halfway.
No, we'll do it back to back. What's the next track?
Next track is Stargate by Danny R. and Paul Gillings.
Perfect. I have that in my 2-hand playlist. This is such a good song.
Yeah, I try to be a bit more eclectic this week. God, I should record something like this. I love this style of stuff.
I love just chill stabby keys.
Uh-huh. Yep. Just his choices of notes are so cool.
I love when keyboard plays, it feels like they're just trailing off, and I'm like, oh, I've lost the notes, and then it suddenly springs back in again.
Right.
Like, dun, 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 dun.
Right. Yeah.
Wicked, man.
That's great. Good drumming.
Nice little shuffle to it.
Yeah. On the hi-hat, yeah.
No.
Nice.
Oh.
Great.
So lilted. Like waiting for that.
Yeah, that's other stuff. Yeah, that's great. Wow. Bass
Oh,
time.
here comes the bass. Here comes the bass.
I sit in the moon, staring out across the pine. Is this good for me? Or am I wasting time? So I sit back with my cognac, staring right across the fields in front of me. I'm looking through the stargate, and I'm touched by what I say. Is it really me? Is it really me? Well, there's a stargate down in the caves I've been buried way back when, and I ain't nobody doing now wrong. What I'm doing, I think we're playing our song out. Right back and forth and no, I'm out a little strange. We ain't sort of same. Oh no, here we go. Confidence in jet, so let it roll and I'm still me. I'm still me. I'm still me. I'm not bad anymore. Still me. I'm still me. But I'm better now, better now, better than before. So much better than before. Yeah. I'm afraid I've changed, and I gave them warnings to say. With this man, I gotta do a favor for you, my friend. The universe
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Still me, I'm still me, I'm still me, I'm not mad anymore. Still me, I'm still me, but I'm better now, better than before. Still me, has faith, it's trick on me. It's trick runs, it's down my reality. Yeah. It's now my reality. And it's still me. It's still my reality.
What a track. Stargate, Danny R and Paul Gillings. Just before that, you heard the Sifting Bell from Jules Hay. I would say, where's that changed? That didn't need to change. What I would say, it's difficult. It's very difficult these days to not have an overbearing harmonica player. A million people would agree with me there.
Yeah.
Of the fact that, like, in quite a lot of Danny and Paul's songs, they bounce off each other just right, so the harmonica's allowed to go as crazy as harmonica players like to go. However, it's all subtly done in the right places. He'll just, just have a breath in the vocals, and he'll just add an extra stronger note in there, so it's no fighting. It's perfectly put together. There's no fighting. It's very harmonious with again, I say, what can sometimes be rather overbearing harmonica players, which is great. And it's also real rare to hear harmonica used consistently as a support instrument throughout a track, from start to finish as well. Usually it might be like a few little blows here and there at the end of phrase, and then you've got your harmonica solo kind of thing. But to have it consistently used as a rhythmical, quite rhythmical at points, instrument is rare, and it should be done more. But I also understand for all those people that have had to work with a harmonica player in the past. I have been one of those people. I hate to say, but I don't think there's a worse kind of instrument. Harmonicas are worse than drummers.
I'm not saying a thing.
It's just fact. It's just fact. Well, if you've got a very good friend who's a harmonica player and he's exactly
not at all.
what
I'm just trying. I'm like Norway. I'm neutral.
Oh, right. I thought you were going to come out and go, "Oh, my best friend," and like say it off air. Yeah, and he's exactly how you've described it.
Nope. I have no comment. I'm not here to rock the boat, folks.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's very difficult for a harmonica player to play the wrong note. So just say that at the end.
Oh, man.
We all have fun here on XRP Radio.
We sure do. We have something.
We have some geek time for what's for dinner and
geek time. What's for dinner? We didn't say what's new. What's new is how we always start the show.
What's new? Yeah, we just went straight into the topic. Do you have anything new? What's new, Craig?
Well, the problem is if I do what's new, it's just going to be a gigantic Icebox Studios plug. So I'm not here to hawk my wares. Is that how they put that?
Right then, Craig's got nothing new. Let's move on.
Okay, I got nothing new. There's nothing new on this end of the ocean.
Craig may have things that are coming out. Dragon Riders is out currently. You can get it here and all the places that you may want to get
currently, it's everywhere you possibly can shake a stick at. Next Wednesday, July 9th will be the world premiere.
It's not here. I'm shaking the stick, and it's not
So
here.
nothing has happened. In that case, take back what I just said. Next Wednesday will be the new premiere of the brand new Craig Allen Heck song called "The Lightning Kid." If you're
Thunder Boy.
Mishappenings, it's called Thunder Boy, but it's the Lightning Kid. I figured we haven't talked about the superhero genre yet. I haven't done anything with that. Therefore, here we go.
Yeah.
That will be caressing your ear holes next Wednesday. And I already have the song finished for next August, but that's this August, that's a whole nother conversation.
You're probably one of the few lyric writers that goes by that. Well, I haven't done a song about that yet, so let's go.
You know something? You are absolutely correct. I will sit down here and go, what haven't I talked about yet? Frozen food? Let's write a song about frozen food. You know, Miss
Well,
Happening said that to me.
I
Yes?
hope you know everyone's expecting a song about frozen food coming soon now.
Well, shit. Sorry. You can't always get what you want, folks.
Be careful what you
yeah.
say here.
I know.
Especially here on XRP. How many times has something been said on XRP radio and it has ended up you making a song out?
Twice. That's it.
I mean,
2 times.
I would, super directly, yeah, but I would debate that certain other things haven't been pushed in. I mean, Captain Midnight was never going to be a trilogy.
No. Godzilla. Clockzilla wasn't supposed to be a whole album.
Here we go. See? It's not just 2, I don't think. I think it's been a few more than just 2.
But your dad did request Funk You.
He did. You have had some direct requests, definitely.
So there you go.
But
so
you've also had a million indirect ones.
Well, let's say things have been inspired by XRP. How's that? Is that better?
No, we made you do them all. You're
Beck
music
and call.
making monkey.
Yeah, that's why I'm here, folks. I'm just down here as a. Yeah, damn you! Get back in there. It's not ready yet. Does anybody else need a theme song while I'm at it? I haven't written one yet for Juniper. I do have a track called "In the Shade Garden," though, which she's played, but it's not actually a theme, I suppose. So there you go.
It's kind of a theme. It's just not played at the start.
No, it is not. It'd probably be really cool to do that. But
You sounded a little bit sore there. No, it is not.
no, it is
Juniper.
not.
Juniper, get
what
on
are you
it.
thinking? I make you a song. I spend a whole 35 minutes, and what?
Yeah.
You bash it to the ground.
No, I'd love to give you something that's new over here, but there's very little at the moment.
Yeah.
I think the most. I mean, if we're going XRP and excitement, hopefully around the 21st of this month, hopefully one of the devs is going to come here. Andrew is going to come here, and hopefully we'll get some movement on some stuff. Hopefully.
Ooh.
But we'll
Nice.
see. It depends if he's had his kidney stone out or whatever the fuck is wrong with him this time.
Oh God.
There's always
Okay.
something wrong with him.
You have to find more durable programmers.
Yeah, they're the ones that cost money, unfortunately.
Well, there's that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have anything for Geek Time?
Geek Time, not really, to be fair. I'm still, my biggest geek thing at the moment is I'm right on the fence of getting that Expedition 33, which I think I said last week as well. So we'll see how that's going.
Yes.
I'm literally waiting until the day because I like my physical copies.
Right.
But I also don't like paying millions of pounds for my physical copies. So I will be waiting until a decent non-scratched copy hits the shelf of my local computer exchange store, and then I think I will have it. I was tempted to get the digital deluxe pack where you get extra stuff, but I like digital deluxe packs where you get extra stuff, and like in Final Fantasy it will be like a special materia that you don't get, so it will be a summon that you don't get. In this one it's just like clothes and shit, and I'm not really bothered about that. I'm not.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, outfits. I don't care about that. I'm not here to play dress up, man.
Yeah, in fact, the only time that I'm ever even slightly interested in that, and it's very rare, is usually when I've got a different game and it can have Final Fantasy characters' outfits in that game. Then I've done that. I mean, I bought that Power Wash Simulator, to be fair, because they've got a Final Fantasy bit where you clean the whole of Midgar and a big scorpion.
Really?
Sentinel. Yeah.
I didn't know it had that.
Oh no! If you go like Power Wash Simulator, there's like loads of niche stuff
Like
that's in that.
DLC. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and it's like all big games. I think there's a Tomb Raider one as well where you clean
I
all
didn't
Lara
know.
Croft's
I'll
kit.
check into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
If you get it at the right time, you can get the Power Wash Simulator itself for free. If you
Yeah.
just catch it on the right deal day.
Oh, cool.
One thing that I had no idea about though is it is actually made by Square Enix.
It is? No.
Yeah.
Something that's stupid and simple they made?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
it's ridiculous.
crazy.
Which makes
Ay,
sense now why
ay.
it's got a Final Fantasy one and a Lara
Well,
Croft
yeah,
one
there you
because they're
go.
both right. But yeah, I didn't realize, and then I saw the Final Fantasy patch, and I was like, Square Enix wouldn't have sanctioned that, no way. And then looked into it, and it's like, no, Square Enix actually made the whole fucking game. Oh my god, what's
man.
going on there? And you know what? Right, I'll be straight down the line with you. It's quite therapeutic. It's quite like
Do it.
it's quite a good game. It's all right to play. I enjoyed it.
It looks interesting to me,
You
actually.
earn money depending on how well you clean and how far you get through it. And I mean, it's just the same as playing like those farming games and shit like that,
Oh,
really. It's
God,
that same
yeah.
kind of absolutely mindless, no real storyline or end point.
Yeah.
You just get put in a big room with a very dirty looking scorpion sentinel, and you've got to use all different nozzles to get in all the crevices.
Oh, sure.
And like, yeah, it's a whole thing. Like, I think you've got your main kind of water sprayer gun, but there's 4 different tubes and then like 10 different nozzles, and all
Oh
the
my
nozzles
God.
will spray it. Like, it's technical as shit, man. It's unbelievably technical. It's what you would expect from a very, very high end pressure cleaning company.
Wow. I didn't know it was quite that complex.
Yeah, it's like it's a whole game. I mean, when it first came out, which is what made me laugh about it so much. I only got it recently on one of the offers.
Yeah.
But it was like a £35 game. It was like a full game, full price game.
I'll have to check that out for sure
which is
when I get
ridiculous.
upstairs tonight. Yeah.
But I tell you what, if you just wanna, it's one of those games, right, where if you're sitting there and you're like, I want to play something, but I don't know what I want to play. I don't
Yeah.
really want any commitment. Like, you sit down with Final Fantasy and it's like you're committed for 3 hours worth of gaming, really. You can't really
Yep.
do less than that. Otherwise, the story of the section that you've done, you need to do the full section of each bit or the full mission
Right.
or whatever it is. So if you're looking for something, that's the best game to play, because you'll sit down and you'll be watching. You set yourself an alarm, because all of a sudden that time will have gone whilst you have literally pressure washed this little bit of a scorpion sentinel. You'll go, shit, just spent 90 minutes doing that. You'll put
I
the
love it.
controller down, you'll get up to make a drink, you'll realize your kitchen is disgusting and wonder what you're doing with your life. You spent 90 minutes cleaning pixels, but you can't fucking do your own washing up. I mean, there is a downside to the game in that respect.
Yeah. It's one of those
it's like-
time wasters.
It
Yeah.
doesn't do that, but it makes your brain misrepresent cleaning, because you've done the task, you feel good because you've done the task in the game, you've cleaned it, you spent all that time effort, you've got the serotonin reward of I've finished the job, and then you realize doing that had no benefit to your own life whatsoever.
Okay. Well, Spike is saying they had Warhammer DLC at one point for
There
it.
you go. Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Well, I'll show you what I got. This came this afternoon. How about that, huh? What a coincidence. I got this for $10 off too. It's on sale right now on Amazon.
Fucking ass. You absolute ass. How you managed to keep a straight face through all of that? I'm actually well done, Craig. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm gonna throw this in tonight and see how it goes.
Oh well.
Oh, man.
Tell me if it's good, but don't ruin
I will.
anything for me, because I
for
am
as slow-
tempted.
For as slow as I play these games, shit, I'll be 75 by the time I finish it. But I'll let you know, man.
I think, to be fair, I think that might be the perfect game for you, because I know you like tend to lean towards buying a lot
It's
of the
turn-based.
bigger RPGs. Yeah, it's a little. You don't have to worry about all the buttons and being able to like do shit like you do in Skyrim and whatever.
I know. I don't like all those combos. Oh,
Yeah.
just a really quick aside note too. I've been playing the hell out of Saints Row 2 on PlayStation 3.
Of course,
how
you have.
And how I play this, though, I play it wrong. I have all the cheats, right? So I have full health, full weapons, full everything. And I just go around and blow the shit out of everything. That's all I don't do the missions, nothing. I'm blowing up, airplanes and buildings, and it's mindless destruction. And I love this game.
I used to do that even in the old school GTA, the original ones. I ended up with GTA London, which was the worst out of all the GTAs.
Right.
But I even with that top-down 2D view, I would spend hours seeing if I could blow up all the buildings on one street and how long it would take me and stuff. Oh yeah.
Yep. I get that. I love it. I have like every cop in the city's after me and shit, and I can't be killed. And
get the cheat for the Rhino tank and just go on a rampage and see how
slamming through.
See how long it takes for the military to stop you and stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've been doing that all week, so it's been fun.
Did that stuff. I used to do all that. I did actually get around to do. I did complete them as well.
Okay.
But I would happily sit down and go on a rampage on GTA for a while. Never played Saints Row myself, but it is pretty much the same.
It's the same thing. It is. It really is. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, all right, where are we at? 7 minutes to go. We got music to play, and
how much music have we got left? I've still got to play Spike.
I got 2 on the list
as well. You know what? I'm going to say I'm going to play Spike first because
we can play ourselves out with the other 2.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. That sounds good. I'm going to play a quick bit of Spike. We'll play ourselves out with the other 2. Direction.
He says he has stuff he just uploaded.
Then I will refresh the page because it doesn't update live. Right. Just upload. Oh, it's right there. There we go. Wow. Out of all these, I know because Craig's here, there's an obvious one. I think I know what you'd pick here. There's a track called Toffee Hammer.
Okay.
There's a track called The Ballad of Mo Henry.
Mm-hmm.
There is a track called King Kong.
Well, King Kong.
I had a small, tiny suspicion that Craig would want to hear King Kong.
Damn right.
It's the t-shirt of the day's band of the day. Everybody, you too could have a t-shirt just like this, apart from not this exact one, because it's mine.
There you go.
Concrete tree, a hail of gunfire toward a big ass monkey. Gorilla. You'll get the go on your swisher. Go, gorilla. You'll save her life because you listen. Fighting a T-Rex and another one. You can't have sex. She's the size of your thumb.
What a genius.
You get the go. Oh, you're squisher. Go, gorilla. Drop that lizard off the cliff there.
Good rhyme.
In the jungle, wrapped in chains, swearing revenge. You'll beat their brains. Then you broke free and went searching, looking in apartments for your woman, but she was fleeing in a yellow taxi. You chased her down.
That's a bit shouty, Spike. Okay, now.
I love Gorilla and Squisha.
That's good rhyme. It's a solid rhyme there.
Damn right. Oh, kill ya too. Yeah, okay.
I like how many goes he got through before he had to take a breath there. That quick breath sounded very needed. Go, 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 go.
Oh, man.
I do like it when you listen to a track and you can see it happening.
Right.
Catchy.
It really is. Definitely one of the best rhymes I've ever heard, though. It goes on my wall of fame.
There we go. Go. Love it. Stop.
Stop.
There's nothing better than a song that ends with stop. Decent stuff there from the Spike Direction Effect. That's King Kong.
Oh, love it, man. Love it.
You can't have sex. She's the size of your thumb.
Oh, genius.
That's a line. That line's got to go down in history. That was
Yeah, I
quality.
think so.
And
Oh,
as
man.
I was saying through the track for those that weren't watching the YouTube, one of the best things there was knowing and really visualizing the moment where in all of those goes where he suddenly ran out of breath. Like,
Yeah.
and also quite impressive how many goes he got to before taking that breath. It has to be said.
Yes.
That was good.
Oh, too funny, man. Oh. All right.
Oh dear. No, it is good. It's good. King Kong, everybody. King Kong,
Yeah.
right here on XRP
Very nice.
Radio. Shall we? Well, we've got to say goodbye and then just play the last two songs, I guess.
I think that's probably going to be it, huh?
Yeah,
We did a lot of heavy conversation today. It was a good topic.
we did. I could have kept going. It could have kept going, but we had to do the really stupid shit that we do in every show first.
Well, people expect it by now. I mean, come on.
I'm sure they did. We still had, what are you having for dinner before we go? It's important.
Making is hot dish a thing over in England?
Hot
Or you call it
dish.
goulash?
Oh yeah, I know what a goulash is. Yeah,
Yeah, you know, like hamburger and noodles and tomato, like that type of thing.
I mean that's not an actual.
Well, it's leftover. We made it on Sunday, but it's something I can throw in the microwave.
What the fuck? Goo-
Is this another cultural difference?
I mean, I know goulash is in like meat and vegetables, bit of paprika, some
we don't do
spices and that.
vegetables.
But just the way, what did you say? Noodles, hamburger, and what?
Crushed tomatoes,
Christ.
and then some tomato juice as well.
You know how like the image that I have in my head, the way that you said it,
No,
is
it
of, like,
boggles me actually.
it's one of the most like, how do I put it? It sounds like a college person meal, like noodles, Kraft cheese, and hot dog sausage. That's
Oh, you
I've got this
dump a
image
bunch of
in my
shit
head
together
of just like proper whole hamburgers, just mashed up.
in a big
From-
roaster.
Yeah, in a big bowl with like
Yeah,
like
kind of like that.
ramen noodles,
Ramen noodle. Yeah,
and
that's what I call
tomato
it.
sauce.
No, this
sauce.
is
That's
very
what I've
much
got
a
in
mi-
my head.
This is very much a Minnesota thing.
Oh,
Hot
okay.
dish. So
It-
because
it
up here where
sounds
it's
like-
cold.
It sounds like what we. I don't know. Do you have corned beef hash over there?
Oh, of course we do. I've never had it, but I know what it is. Yes, we have that.
What would you say a corned beef hash is, just in case? Because I would definitely wasn't on the same page as your goulash.
Now, seeing as how I've never had one, I really couldn't tell you what's in it, but I know we have it.
Oh, okay, so it's
Never had it.
basically crushed up hash browns, baked beans, and corned beef.
Okay, that sounds right. I guess I'll have to look it up.
Oh. Yeah.
But anyway, what are you having for dinner?
That's a very good question. Whatever's open, mate. To be honest.
Oh, yeah, it's midnight for you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. And it's way too hot to be cooking. I'm not cooking now. You're on.
You still got that heat wave, huh?
It's well, to be honest, it's not actually that hot up here in Scotland. It is over the rest of the country still. But the thing that it is mostly here, which is the main reason, it's not the heat of the cooking. It's real muggy. It's real humid.
Yeah, we got that too.
The air's like fucking soup over here. So
Yeah.
so I don't want to make the air even more soupy by like boiling or cooking steam. You know what I mean?
Just have a couple Pop-Tarts or something, man.
Weirdly enough, for the first time ever in my entire life, there are Pop-Tarts in this house. That
Do
is
it.
so weird. That is
Do
such a weird thing. That I can't. I'm not having a couple of Pop-Tarts. They're like s'mores ones as well. I need like
You know,
savory food.
We're getting so close now in our relationship as a team that I'm starting to read your mind. I knew about Expedition 33. I know that you had Pop-Tarts in your house. I mean, check this out. It's getting really weird.
On the Expedition 33 thing, it's a good job that I'm generally funny, like easygoing guy, because like other people would turn around and be like, "You bastard, you horrible man." Oh, what I really want to do is get Expedition 33. It's like, you know what? What I'd really like? I'd really like £1 million. Oh, well, I've got 5.
You know. If I look at it this way, what are you going to do? Swim over here and kick me? I don't think so.
Spike, thanks for joining us. I know you're off.
Yeah. Thank you, Spike. Thank you so much for being here, man.
It's been a pleasure to entertain you. We'll be back next week. I'll be back on Saturday. In fact, we might both be back on Saturday by the look of it.
It might happen, yeah, because
Greg and Tizz show extended.
Oh, the supersized version.
Yeah, so we've got to have the biggest show and tell item. We've got to have the biggest food plans.
Yeah,
we've got to do the biggest geek out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to just, damn. What can I do for show and tell? I got a new car. I'll figure out some way to drive it down here. We'll do that. Okay, cool.
I might have a good show and tell. It depends if anyone. There's a Cowboy Bebop like statuette. One of the when they do like old school anime statuettes and they're stupidly expensive. It's been in the shop for since I moved to Glasgow. I walk in the shop. It's been in there £429. It's been there for ages. Yeah. And I keep going. I'm like, this has been on your shelf for like 4 years. Are you going to knock down the price? I want it. Like, if you give it me for like £200, I will take it today. And they're like, no. And I'm like, you're not going to sell it though. No one else wants it but me because it's too fucking niche and it's way too expensive. And then I found it on. I think it's actually on Amazon at the moment for like £240.
That's better.
Oh, it's way better. But yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be spending money at the moment. I should be saving it right now. But I'm like,
yeah, I know. I've always threatened Connie to have her on here for show and tell. Now, what do you have for show and tell? Well, here's me wife.
Definitely doing that when Cat's over.
Yeah, we should do that. Wouldn't that be funny? You can for show and tell. You can have Cat, I'll have Connie. That'd be great. I love it.
And when you press this button, look what happens.
Look what it does. It hits you in the head. Yeah, fantastic. Whee! Everybody should have one.
Right. It's been a pleasure to entertain everyone for the evening. I hope you all had a great evening and have a great rest of your week. Do come and join us back on Saturday. And if your Saturday is no good, then next Wednesday there's loads of great shows between now and then for you to tune into, especially our big Saturday lineup where we've got Locked and Loaded hosting Under Insanity and Tagged and Craig and Tagged show. Craig and the whatever we do, we're going to do that this weekend. Right. There will be new submissions as well, though, and stuff like that. Until then, any last words, Craig, before you apparently go to the guillotine? I don't know. Any final words?
I'm doing it already. Thank you all so much for being here. It was a pleasure to do whatever this is we do, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
What 2 tracks are we going to be playing people out with today?
Okay, we got Cut the Strings by Paperfriend and Bring the Thunder by Dragondreams.
We sure do. Dragondreams. Yep. I like that already. That's not a name that I've heard. Paperfriend. I have heard.
Paperfriend.
Here we go. See you later, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Shit, what was it? What was that last song again?
Bring the Thunder by Dragondreams.
That's it. I can't seem to find this.
Dragondreams doesn't exist on your side?
Thunder.
Bring the Thunder.
Bring There we go.
Okay.
I
We'll have to talk about this if we decide to do a supersized Craig and Tizz show. We just do new subs then instead of having a hot pick.
Yeah. I mean, bring I don't know how many subs we've got in this week, so we might not have the full shows worth. If you want to play anything specific and be like, this is my new favorite XRP track at the moment, just let me know.
Well, how about this? First off, I'll see if I can do it because I'm not quite sure. I think as far as I'm open, I'm open all day Saturday. But let me let you know, and then we can kind of figure it out from there. We have a few days.
Yeah. I'll take a look at the new subs probably tomorrow night. See what's going on. But feel it out as it goes, and I have to do the new subs just so we're actually on top of them these days. So we need to keep that going. Like,
yeah, I'm totally aware of that.
But I mean, play it generally by ear. If you want to do anything specific, let me know. The tag show is quite easy to do, really. I just make my way down the list and play them and talk about them. Nothing too specific. But.
Well, that's why I said if we just did a tag show and I just kind of hung out with you, that would be a whole different thing than doing a Craig and. If we did a Craig and Tizz show, I'd probably still do, the geek thing and the show and tell thing, and just it might give a different audience a peek at what we do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying not talk about any of that kind of stuff. We probably will naturally do it anyway. Yeah. I mean, it's a weird one when you've got a 3-hour show because an extra hour is a whole lot more time. Like, sitting down and doing this, and it's one of those things you can't have too many segments in because people don't listen to the whole full 3 hours anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So like, you can get a bit like if you did. I don't know. I even found it when I started doing Band of the Week, and people would come through halfway from the show and be like, "So, are you playing the Band of the Week?" And it's like, "Yeah, we did earlier. That segment's done." Like,
yep. Yeah.
Hour-long show, 2-hour show is easy to segment. I mean, we're almost running out of time because we get carried away with shit.
I know, no shit.
3 hours, weirdly, a whole different ball game. Once you go 3 hours and above.
I'll bet.
You've kind of got to just lose all your schedule and just kind of
go with it.
Yeah. If stuff comes up, then it comes up. But if you dedicate a specific segment to it every week, it just doesn't really go very well. Or you get the other people that turn up and are like, "What? This is a thing? I don't want this. I want something else."
Yeah.
Oh, a bit more jazz.
See?
A bit more jazz.
A bit more jazzed.
All right, food.
Yeah, food.
What's open? Oh, good start. My phone's just died.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
you must have a charger down there, man.
Oh, yeah, I've just plugged it in.
Yeah.
I've got chargers everywhere. I've got a wire there. I've got a wireless one there. I've got a MagSafe one.
Yeah. Well, if it's midnight, I'm going to figure your options are probably pizza or pizza.
I mean, we've got a lot of places in Scotland that are like, they do lots. So they do like pizzas, kebabs, chicken, curry.
Yeah, okay.
Salt and pepper Chinese chicken.
Right.
These just fast food places in Scotland. It's completely different in England, but up here, just loads of them that just do all of that shit all together. Hoagies, wraps, calzones.
Oh, nice.
If it can be done in a cheap little hole in the wall takeaway, they will make it. Chicken pakora, shish kebabs, chicken skewers, just everything. It's all like, take fast food shit quality. But,
right. Yeah, but it's something.
You can get quite a variety, yeah, for sure. Yeah. There's a lot of them have teamed up with these. There's a lot of these like little. I guess it's the closest thing in the UK that would be a Waffle House over there. They do waffles, crepes, pancakes.
Yeah, breakfast. Yeah,
loaded brownies. It's that kind of stuff's very much a dessert over here, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I had a laugh when I was talking to you about the heat and stuff. One of the vloggers that I watch is like a travel vlogger guy. He's in Paris right now as of today, and it's so hot there. They're closing the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, we found that out earlier because like popping over to France is a thing that a lot of British people do. Like going and doing lunch in France and coming back in the same day is like a lot of people do that, weirdly enough.
Wow.
So it was like big news. Like you woke up and went, if anyone's going over to France, don't do it. It's too hot. Eiffel Tower is closed. Most of the restaurants around it are closed. Don't go.
Yep.
But yeah, because UK is basically the closest place that will go to the majority of places, because on the coast, obviously, at least anyway.
Right.
We get all of the cheap ass last minute flight, train, coach stuff. So like if you fancy it on the day, you can probably get to and back from France. Like last minute, no planning, you have to just get up and go. But you can do it for like £10 though.
Wow. Yeah, this guy was showing that Eurostar train.
Yeah.
I think it was like 200 and what was he saying? 200 and something miles an hour. I mean, our speed. That's crazy, man.
Our high speed trains are insane now.
It sounds like it.
You get to London and from London to Birmingham, which is a hell of a distance, in like 40 minutes, I think. Now.
Wow. It still blows my mind. You guys have to go under the English Channel, the water, and still that blows my mind. I'd be too worried about it caving in, you know.
What blows my mind more than anything is how old it is, really. Like you think, tunnel under channel would be quite a modern thing, but can't think when it opened.
They built that years and years and years ago. I mean,
1994.
Yeah, that sounds right.
There we go.
All right.
Right. Oh, I messed up here. Usually I've done this before the track finishes. For everybody that has been watching, I completely forgot this was still going on online. Definitely over the 2-hour mark as well. We messed up this week. Upsy daisy. It's been great to entertain you all. I hope you enjoyed our conversation about the Eurotunnel and the Eiffel Tower being hot.
Yep.
We're back, as we said earlier, Saturday and then Wednesday again. Do come back.
Yes, sir.
See you later, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
Enjoy a theme tune that I forgot about. Oh, dear. Right, here we go.
To the grave.